Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So let's get into it. David Benavidez is interested in a fight with Terence Crawford. He wants the smoke, and I want to discuss it. But before we get into that, I want to say this. I've seen in the last couple of videos some gentlemen come into the comment section talking about they unsubscribe from our channel because we don't like fighter A, B, or C. Let me tell you something. Jason and I do not like or dislike any fighters. We come on here and we give our opinion. The purpose of our platform is not for anyone to come on here and agree with us. We don't want sycophants. This platform is for you and anyone to come on and speak to what they feel is correct or incorrect, whether that's in alignment with Jason and I or not. We hold a show every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and give you the opportunity to come on our platform and tell us why you believe your position on a fighter or a situation is correct. That is the reason why you should be subscribed to this channel. Not because you agree with Jason and I, not because you like what we say or don't like what we say, but because this is your platform and your opportunity to come on and speak to what you feel is the right view, the right perspective. That's why you should subscribe. So I just wanted to make that clear. Now, let's move on into David Benavidez and his interest in Terence Crawford. Now, I've said this on multiple occasions. I believe that this is a fight that should be made, and there's reasons why. I'm going to get into those reasons, but first, I want to allow you all to hear it directly from the horse's mouth. I want you to hear it directly from David Benavidez, what it was he said, and then we'll come back and we'll address it. So let me share my screen here very quickly. Let's see here. Mr. David Benavidez. There we go. We got it up. Let's rewind it and let's play.
I watched the Crawford and your brother fight, and it was like that was a serious fight, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, let me get vengeance from my brother?
I've been wanting to get. I would love to get it. I just don't think it would come up. Well, I mean, I'm not even at 168 no more.
Right.
But I mean, I would love, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
Yeah.
The thing about that fight that was so funny, bro, they hated each other. Right. My brother and Crawford, they hated. So Crawford is a street dude. My brother's a street dude too, bro. Yeah. So the thing that was funny, so we had went to Omaha the last 3 weeks of the fight. So we're there training. So my brother's like, nah, I want to go show love to everybody in his hood. He goes.
That's interesting. Want to show love to everybody in his hood. So David Benavidez is interested in a fight with Terence Crawford, perhaps to get revenge for his big brother's defeat. I don't know, a few years ago. We know that Jose Benavidez fought Terence Crawford. It was definitely a grudge match. To David Benavidez's point, those two individuals did not like each other, and so it made for good action in the ring. David has that energy. He would like to fight Terence Crawford. Perhaps even spar Terence Crawford. That's how bad he would want to get Terence Crawford in the ring. But he doesn't believe Terence Crawford will come up to 168 pounds. He did say that he's not at 168 anymore, but we do know that David Benavidez, given the opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez, would move back down to 168 pounds. So I would assume, given the opportunity to get revenge for his brother against Terence Crawford, he would move back down to 168 pounds as well. I think that is a safe assumption. With that being said, I have said on multiple occasions, as a matter of fact, Floyd Mayweather said after I said this, that you got Terence Crawford and you got David Benavidez, and they're both jockeying for an opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez. Why not fight each other? It's beneficial for David Benavidez because it gives him a recognizable name, at least amongst hardcore fans. Let me repeat myself before those of you who do not listen come into the comment section saying that I thought you said Terence Crawford wasn't a draw. I said name recognition amongst hardcore fans, not general fans, hardcore fans. That would be an opportunity for David Benavidez to continue to showcase who he is while simultaneously getting the opportunity for revenge against Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, let's make this clear. And I've said this on the Discord multiple times. I'm going to say it here so everybody understands this. When you have a big fight, it's because of a few different reasons. Number one, you have two big draws, right? That's number one. Number two, you have a situation where they have a long-standing history, right? That was Spence versus Crawford. Long-standing history that was created by a promoter and Bob Arum that tied these two fighters together and created a demand for this fight that exceeded both of their demands individually, right? Or some combination thereof, right? You need the right story. Terence Crawford has absolutely no connection to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo hasn't avoided him in the past like David Benavidez. That's the connection that David Benavidez has. And David Benavidez has been his mandatory for quite some time, at least when he was at 168 pounds. There is no connection between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Therefore, that is not a huge fight for Canelo, and Canelo is not going to be interested in it because, to the point that he's made on multiple occasions, if I beat him, everybody's going to say he was small. So what do I have to gain? But if the money's correct, then I would entertain it. And the money seemingly needs to be astronomical. But if Terence Crawford were to move up and defeat David Benavidez at 168 pounds, then what does that do? That means that Terence Crawford is, in fact, a viable option for Canelo Alvarez. And that removes the excuse that you stand nothing to gain by fighting Terence Crawford. You absolutely do, because he moved up and successfully beat a guy that most people felt you avoided. Now, for those of you who are Terence Crawford sycophants that are going to come into the comment section and say that Terence Crawford has nothing to gain for fighting David Benavidez. Bud only wants titles. He only wants legacy fights. Tell me how it's possible that moving up to 168 pounds and beating the boogeyman of the division in David Benavidez, who was a former champion at the weight class prior to Canelo Alvarez, and the man that Canelo didn't want to beat, Crawford, was so bad, you know what, that he moved up, beat the man that you avoided, and now is calling you out. That is legacy defining. That is the story that fight fans tell their children about when you talk about a fighter and how bad they were. So there is no reason why Terence Crawford would not do that. Belts do not mean anything. Just like Floyd used to say, belts just collect dust. And you can have a long-standing legacy based off of who you beat and not just these belts and accolades where most people don't even know who these guys are that you beat. So let's get it together and make it happen. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section in regards to these comments. Sorry, I just got a little choked up there. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and I am out.